Firstly, Danny, would you put Liverpool as favourites for the title?
Yeah, I would. The reason I say that is quite a simple one. If you look at Liverpool's best 11, I don't think it needs fixing. There's nowhere to fix. The last 2 seasons in the league would tell you that. I think everyone else needs some fixing. That's as simplistic as I can put it. You know, every other team needs a little bit of service. It needs, you know, like you take your car in the garage, get it serviced. A lot of those top teams need a bit of servicing. Liverpool's out the other end. It's already done. It's good to go.
Kev?
Yeah, I think Liverpool will be favourites. Look, they've been the most consistent team over the last 2 seasons. Manchester City now have the challenge, and that's to catch Liverpool, because, let's be honest, Liverpool had it really wrapped up way ahead of the time when they actually mathematically won it. So, you know, Manchester City have catching up to do, Chelsea have catching up to do, Man United, Arsenal, all of these clubs who are looking to challenge need to find a way how to bridge the gap. But Danny's right. Liverpool's first 11 is the most complete 11, and if they will go against anybody with that first 11, so you know the others have got some work to do.
And final question concerning Liverpool, at least. Now, the transfer window obviously is not going to close at the end of August, something we've become so used to. It's going to close at the start of October 5th, I believe. So do you expect any additional transfers to be done by Jurgen Klopp? Or maybe he'll see how his team performs in the league for the opening few fixtures before he decides to pull the trigger on making a signing?
Well, my understanding is they're really pushing, trying to get Thiago in. So that wouldn't surprise me. Any other big signing would surprise me. There might be a little backup player who we don't know too much about, maybe, you know, but I don't see another big one other than Thiago, and I'm hopeful of that.
How does he fit in?
It's down to, well, how does he fit in? Yeah, good question. How do you make that team better? I think he's different than what they've got in the midfield positions in terms of his ability to dictate tempo. Fabinho's done brilliant. I love him. I think he's a unique player in that position. But what Thiago is he has the capability to play that role as well, but he also can play as an 8, where he gets a bit more forward and he can open you up with his passing. He's got a bit of all. He can do it all. He's got that wonderful kind of, you know, when somebody's a bit like Scholes used to have. He was the best example of somebody for me who could speed a game up and slow it down in the same 5 minutes. Thiago's got that. And Liverpool haven't got a player like that at the moment. So I think he would improve. And where he fits in, I don't know. Give Jurgen a ring. I really don't know. Which position.
I know where he fits in, Danny. I know exactly where he fits in. Because, you know, sometimes you cannot play. The pace Liverpool play at usually is very, very difficult. And they've played kind of at that tempo to win the title for 2 years. Now, in the big European games, where you have to take the sting out of some of these games, a player like Thiago, who can play lend it football, or then when you need to change it, you can move him into a different position and bring on the likes of Fabinho, where he could affect the game a bit higher up the pitch. So I think having a player like that gives you is like a box spanner. You know, you could use him for all sorts of different ways out to beat different teams. So I think he'll be a good addition if Liverpool do really push for him.
All right.
Yeah, 100%.
In terms of percentages then, Danny, what do you reckon the percentage is for Liverpool actually signing him? The possibility of it actually being done?
I think pretty strong. Yeah. I think if they pay the asking, he's only got a year left. I think he's set his heart on going. All the things you read between the lines, I think it's nearly done, other than the little bit of wranglings over the fee, which probably be dealt with. They always try and play each other off a little bit, don't they? But I certainly expect to see him in a Liverpool shirt, and fingers crossed.